On The Entrepreneur this week, we talk to Wilkins Odinga Fadhili from Fashion Torch Africa as he tells us what inspired him to start a fashion incubation hub. Then we sit down with James Karundu from Passion Biz Academy as he explains to us about his entrepreneurship school. Milan, New York, London, Paris. All these cities have one thing in common. They are considered the fashion capitals of the world. Here, on any given day, you will find graceful models strutting their stuff on many a catwalk. In Africa though, fashion is seen as a pastime or hobby. Wilkins Odinga Fadhili is the founder of Fashion Torch Africa, a fashion incubation hub. The former model started the center in order to help those making a foray into the fashion industry.
I realized that there are a lot of things that were needed to be done. And most people, when you tell someone that you're a designer or a makeup artist or a photographer, sometimes they tend to think that you're doing it for fun, but they don't see the business aspect of it. Or maybe let's say someone started it as a passion. But you see, yes, they started as a passion, but they don't know that, okay, these things that I'm doing for passion, it can bring food into the table, it can change lives, it can create job opportunities.
While attending the Global Entrepreneurship Summit in 2015, Wilkins noticed that most of the exhibitors were from the technology and agribusiness industries. This proved to be a wake-up call for the 24-year-old.
After that, I realized that it's because first they lack education in terms of, you're doing this, you're a designer, you're a stylist, you're a blogger, you're a makeup artist. They haven't understood the business aspect of their enterprises. They haven't understood the social impact. Because so many times someone might say, okay, I'm just doing it for fun, or maybe I'm just doing it because someone is doing it, or I'm starting this, maybe blogging or styling or designing because I want to be known, I want to be famous. But at the end of the day, entrepreneurship is all about the social responsibility.
Formed in 2014, Fashion Torch Africa hopes to grow African fashion brands into special and sustainable businesses. The company is also optimistic that it can encourage the growth of African fashion and by so doing, help in resuscitating the ailing textile industry.
I look at it as an expression of our culture, expression of where we've come from, expression of different values in the society. It still brings me back to the point. It's always not about me. It's about the lives I change. It's about the jobs I create. Because at the end of the day, if I make a brand grow, the credit still will come back to Fashion Torch. So it's always about, once you grow this person, you'll still grow. So that's something that really I'm always passionate about. Seeing brands grow, seeing these startups grow into viable businesses.
At any one given time, you will find bloggers, stylists, designers, photographers, and makeup artists doing their stuff. In order to get space here, one does not need to be a fashion aficionado, but be passionate about fashion.
In Kenya, we have so much creativity, we have so much passion, but we don't have that drive. You see, we don't have that force, and also we don't have the right resources to build the creative industry. So many people they're very creative, they're very aggressive, but they just need that push. And so I thought, okay, the best way is to come up with a company that will add value into these brands, that will make sure these brands grow. It's about the passion for the creative industry.
Fashion Torch Africa has 5 employees. Currently, the hub has 32 incubates. In the beginning, it had only 8 students. Wilkins is of the opinion that believing in his vision and sticking to it is the main reason for Fashion Torch Africa's continued growth.
But one thing that I've learned is that if you have a vision, just push on, just push on. It doesn't matter who will listen to you, because at the end of the day, every step you make, just any step you make in making sure that you actualize your vision, it's a big process. It's something that it's worth it. So the fear that I had was just people believing the vision. So yeah, I kind of struggled in not telling people that this is what I want to do. This is the company I'm creating. this is my mode of, the mode of working, how I'll work, stuff like that. And this is how I want to achieve it. So others will be like, oh, you just came, you're just a model. At the end of the day, just look at you as a model. They'll be like, no, you're just a model, you can't achieve that. And others will be like, I've been in this industry for like 10 years. What can you do that, that I haven't done? So that fear really got into me. But what really inspired me is the fact that I stood ground on my vision and believe that anything is possible, just as long as you pray and you believe in yourself.
Even though Fashion Torch Africa is a relatively young business, Wilkins is proud of the strides that he has made.
1 year I'm happy where I am, but basically I'm optimistic. Maybe in the next 8 months we'll have made a bigger step, especially in line with the Fashion Torch Incubation Hub. Because one of the things that I'm so proud of is that as much as it's the first right now, it's the first in East and Central Africa, at least we've managed to attract a couple of sponsors, and not just locally, but also internationally.
One of the biggest challenges the company is grappling with is the misconception that most people think they are just a fashion company. In order to address this, the company has had to think outside the box.
I have this vision of growing brands into businesses, but just producing fashion shows, exhibitions, entrepreneurship meetups, those are not enough to make sure that we grow these brands into businesses. So it puts us in this kind of a situation whereby we have to think outside the box to make sure that we grow these brands into businesses. And that's when we came up with the idea of the Incubation Hub. So basically, it's just a matter of trying to come up with different concepts in making sure that someone understands our mode of operation, of which right now I think everyone now understands us very well, what we do, apart from production of shows and Slam Fashion Africa.
In 2015, Wilkins came up with yet another concept, Slam Fashion Africa. At this event, both emerging and establishing brands join hands in order to tap and mentor talent in Africa's slums.
There's a time I went to Kibera and I found one designer, not designer, tailor. So looking at what she was doing, she's called Marilyn Adhiambo. So looking at what she was really doing, she was not just a tailor, but a creative person. So I got to interact with her for like 1 hour. Then I realized that if she's given a chance, she's given a chance to be not just a tailor, normal tailor, but a designer, then she can really add value in the industry. So I thought, if I could find someone like that, just one person, and she's 43 years, then that means there are like maybe 5 of them who can do the same thing.
The first event was held at Moi Girls High School. It attracted designers from Malawi, Botswana, Uganda, Tanzania, and Kenya. Such endeavors have not gone unnoticed. Wilkins was recently nominated for the Top 40 Under 40 Awards. However, this nomination brought mixed feelings for the fashion entrepreneur.
One, I was like, yes, I was, feeling, you're top 40 entrepreneur, that feeling, mingling with the big people in the industry. But again, after the award, I was so sad because I was the only one in the fashion industry. But you see, if it would have been like 5 of entrepreneurs from the fashion and creative industry, I would have been so happy. And that really kind of now triggered my mind into now starting an incubation hub, just to make sure that we enlighten what the business aspect of fashion and creative arts industry.
For Wilkins, though, the fight continues, one startup at a time.
For me, it's not just about me. Because see, like right now, for the incubation hub, we have a vision right now of incubating 60 startups. We have a vision of creating 120 jobs. So you see, if we incubate 60 startups from right now to next year, January, we want to make sure that all these startups, they're in a position to whereby they employ one person from each of their brands. If it's a designer, to get
Does Wilkins Odinga Fadhili have for entrepreneurs?
Don't enter into the fashion industry because someone is there. I was just telling my friend that if you want to start a company, don't start a company because you want to get money. Don't start a company because you feel bored being employed. First, create your vision, create your own vision. So you see, if someone wants to enter the fashion industry, once you create your own vision, everyone has their own vision. We have different companies in the fashion industry, different stakeholders. But you see, each and every person, they have their own visions. And whatever they're doing, even if it's in terms of events management or designing, these people have their different visions.
Don't go away, the entrepreneur will be right back.